everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for a while. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 movies that I haven't seen, but glad I didn't. And I think I did make a video of this a long time ago. I don't know. I looked on my, and I thought I did make a video of this a long time ago, but I looked on my thing, couldn't find it. So I'm going to make it. So if I already made one, I'll change the title to updated version, but I couldn't find it on my list. So again, I'm going to get started. And just a disclaimer, I'm not saying these movies are bad. I haven't seen them and stuff, but this is what I've heard about them being bad. If you guys like any of these movies, please do not be offended. It's totally fine if I'm saying I'm glad I didn't see them because this is what I've heard. But just again, I'm not saying these movies are bad. I've never seen them, but I heard these movies were bad. But if you guys like them, that's completely okay. We all have different tastes in movies. We all have different tastes in things. It's just our own personal opinion. So I'm going to get started. So number one on my list would have to be Cats. The reason I'm so happy I didn't see Cats because I did see the commercials for it and it looked really creepy to me, to be honest. It wasn't really like a very good, it didn't look very good because the characters looked all creepy just by the cat's appearance, and I think it was because of all the CGI effects. I thought it was really creepy. Everybody looked so creepy because of the CGI effects, and normally I don't judge people by their appearances, but it's just that was like very, very creepy with all the cat CGI. I just didn't think it would look good. And then I read a bunch of reviews on it, and I heard it was probably one of the worst movies ever made. But one thing I do have to admit is one of the songs, McCavity, is very catchy, sung by Taylor Swift. I thought she did really good at singing that. I didn't see the movie again, but I just was listening to her sing it, and I thought it was really, really good. But overall, I'm so glad I didn't see this movie because I heard a bunch of people say that this was probably one of the worst movies ever made. Number two on my list would have to be Howard the Duck. Now, I've heard a lot of people actually really hate this movie. I heard this was like the stupidest movie ever made, and a bunch of people complain how it's bad, awful. I even saw a review on it by the Nostalgia Critic here on YouTube, and he said it was probably one of the worst movies ever made. And if you haven't seen the video of him reviewing it, I'll link it down below in the description box. And he just probably said it was the worst movie ever made. It was terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And the plot looks stupid, and just everything about it just looks kind of stupid. Number three on my list would have to be Zoom. Now, I heard this was a terrible movie as well. I saw the commercial for it, and I didn't think it looked really good and stuff. I thought the special effects were kind of lame. I thought everything just about it was kind of lame. And just so you guys know, I haven't seen the actual movie, but this is just from the commercials that I saw for this movie. I just thought everything was lame from all the commercials that I saw. And normally I don't like to judge a film before I see it, but again, and I'm just glad I didn't because I read reviews. I heard it was one of the worst movies ever made. Number four on my list would have to be The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Now, I heard this was another really bad movie. I even saw this on one of WatchMojo.com's worst movies or something, and I heard this was probably another one of the worst films that was ever made. I heard a lot of people actually hate this movie. I heard it wasn't that funny. And now, don't get me wrong, I love Eddie Murphy. I think he's a very funny actor, but I heard this movie was absolutely terrible. And stuff, just with the comedy, the CGI, and blah, 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 blah. I just heard everything about this movie was really bad. Number five on my list would have to be Catwoman. Now, I heard this also was a box office bomb, and to be honest, I was never interested in seeing it, even after seeing the trailer for it, because I didn't really think it looked that good just from the effects of the film, and it just was something that didn't really interest me, and I'm not the biggest fan of superhero movies, to be fairly honest. And I did also hear a lot of people actually don't like this movie. Number six on my list would have to be Mars Needs Moms. Now, I heard this also was a very bad movie just from the story, the CGI and stuff like that. I heard this was a really bad movie. I still haven't seen it, but I heard a lot of people say it was really bad. So I'm kind of actually glad I didn't see it because I just heard everybody say this was a terrible movie. Number 7 on my list had to be The Alamo. I heard this was another box office bomb. I heard a lot of people actually don't like this movie. I heard the historical facts weren't that good. I heard the plot wasn't that good and blah 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 blah. I just heard everything about this movie wasn't that good from historical facts, characters and yada yada yada. I just really heard this was probably one of the worst movies ever made. Number 8 on my list would be Jack and Jill. Now this actually looked like a terrible movie from the first commercial I saw. I love Adam Sandler. I think he makes great movies, but I heard this was absolutely one of the worst comedy movies I've ever made. It even made one of Watch Mojo's worst comedy movies ever made video, and I heard it just wasn't really that funny. I heard the comedy was bad and everything about this movie from plot to jokes was really bad. Number 9 on my list had to be Norbit. I heard this also was another creepy movie that I didn't want to see. I heard this was another bad Eddie Murphy movie. Now, I love Eddie Murphy. He's a really good actor, but I heard this was a terrible movie just from the plot, the characters, and everything from this movie. This was probably like the worst movie ever made due to plot and everything. Number 10 on my list had to be Super Mario Bros. Now, I'm very familiar with the game series Super Mario. Like, I used to play the game Mario Party a lot with my brother and stuff. But I heard this movie was absolutely bad just from the plot and stuff. Plot, the characters, and yada, yada, yada. I think I've seen part of this movie, but only the beginning. Other than that, I don't remember. Actually, I do remember seeing the first part of this movie and stuff. But I heard the, actual movie was bad itself just from the plot and stuff, and I heard people complain about how people should never make live action movies out of video games because of this movie or something. I don't know. Okay, so that was my top 10 movies I haven't seen but glad I did, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!